Welcome, foolish mortals.
Row 18, plot 20.
Hey everybody, welcome to Now It's Dark. I'm Jim. This is Dollar Tree Theater, episode 15. I want to preface the video with like a question. Have you ever watched a movie that let you down because you saw the trailer or you read the description on the back of the box and then it was just a flop? Or you are pleasantly surprised by a movie and like you end up liking a movie way more than you expected because you had low expectations going in. That happened to me today. Both. I had one of each. I watched two movies today to do two movie reviews and watched this trailer, and then you can try to figure out which of those two categories the NIghtshifter Shudder exclusive fell into.
Eu falo com o morto. Só não sei explicar.
Que hospital. Que o fim da linha. É lixo.
Acabou.
Pode estar aí quebrando ponta, mas nós estamos aqui expurgando, limpando, vamos fechar tudo.
O que foi? Tá olhando o quê?
Se você quer realmente me ajudar, tira a Cissa e o Edson daqui de casa por uns dias, por favor.
Tudo caralho! Mais!
Olha que eu não sei, cara! Se vira, porra! Lógico. Cachorro, vem pra cá me ajudar.
Acorda, Stênio! Stênio! Respira! Respira, Stênio!
O que você fez?
Alright, so The NIghtshifter is a 2018 film. It is a subtitled movie. They speak Portuguese in this movie. It is known as Morto Nawa Fala, and man, I hope I said that right. I mean, no disrespect if I didn't. It's an hour and 50 minutes long, and it is about, actually, let's look at the, they have the storyline listed as Stênio, the NIghtshifter of a morgue, has the ability to communicate with the cadavers that are brought to him every night. That is not nearly as interesting as what's on the back of the box. In the morgue of a vast, violent city, each night he prepares the lifeless corpses for examination, but he's never alone, for Stênio can talk to the dead, and they talk back. But when the whispers of the dead reveal secrets of his own life, Stênio unleashes a curse that brings forth unimaginable danger and darkness. And that all sounds great, and maybe the movie just didn't translate well for me. I don't typically have a problem with watching movies that I have to read the subtitles because I'm hard of hearing, so I watch a lot of programs with closed caption anyways, so I don't think it was that factor that caused me to kind of be a little iffy on this. IMDb gave it a 6.1 through the ratings, and that seems really high to me. I don't know, like the concept for me was really good. Like, that's what drew me to wanting to watch this movie. Like, I like the idea of morticians or people that work at the morgue. I'm drawing a blank. Can speak to the dead. I've watched several different movies with this premise. It's not like an original new concept. There's been plenty of good movies with this concept. So real brief story. Stênio, you know, he's working overnight. He's married. He's got 2 kids. There's this violent city as described on the case here. And so a body comes in to the morgue, talks to him. Really, really annoying CGI on the corpses' faces for them to talk. I really don't know why they didn't just have the actor just talk. Maybe they could have kept their eyes closed or something. It would have been way better than whatever amount of money they spent on the CGI. And all I can think of is the app that's available. It's on TikTok or something, where you go up to a photo and you put your phone up to the photo and it makes the photo start talking or singing, and it's got like that weird facial thing. Like, I literally think that is how they did the talking for the corpses. It just would have really been better if they would have just let the actual actors speak. I'm not really sure. For me, that didn't work. Anyways, it gets like it's a mob kind of a deal, a gang, and Stênio gets involved because he's given information from that corpse. So he goes and takes the information to the gang leaders. The gang leaders have to go find the rat and kill the rat. Well, coincidentally, the rat happens to be having an affair with Stênio's wife. By the way, this is 100% spoiler, because I don't really, after my review, I don't know how many of you are going to be interested in watching this. So the one gang goes, finds the rat, kills the rat, also kills Stênio's wife. He is the one that has to do her autopsy. He goes to the crime scene. It's in front of their house, actually. The son comes out. The son is like this foul mouth. He ends up being one of my favorite characters, because I always like watching horror movies that have younger actors in it, kids in particular, because they can ruin a movie because they're so annoying, like the kid in Babadook did for many people. Not me, and then there's also movies where kids just like have really good performances and stand out, and I would probably say that this kid might have had the strongest performance of everyone in this movie for me. And maybe it's just because it's always shocking to hear younger children dropping F-bombs and all that kind of stuff. So if you get a kick out of that, maybe you will watch this. So anyways, so then the movie kind of turns from being this morgue talking to the dead, or not morgue, mortician talking to the dead, coroner, to kind of like Paranormal Activity, where stuff starts happening around the house. And then I think she was a neighbor. She ends up having to start watching the kids at night, and then other people start getting killed off, and there's a big city-wide mudslide that you don't see, except that you find out because in the morgue there's tons of bodies being brought in, more than they can handle. And that was one decent sequence where you could see Stênio is becoming overwhelmed by being able to hear everybody speaking, all the corpses. So that was kind of an interesting scene. Anyway, Stênio's wife is like haunting now. It's like La Llorona or Paranormal Activity. She's doing stuff. She's making him see things. She's doing damage. She's killing people. Further along into the story, a corpse tells him that the only way to clear himself of the curse is to like make everything that she has in his apartment, house, whatever, go away, disappear. Well, when at the beginning of the film she was brought into the morgue, she wasn't wearing her wedding ring. He put her wedding ring back on, but she was speaking to him about, don't do that, da, da, da. So she did not want to be buried wearing the wedding ring. I'm not sure, why she wasn't wearing it in the first place. Maybe she took it off to go hook up. I'm not really sure. But he put it back on her. She didn't want it on her. And that became the basis for the curse. That's why. Because she blamed him for her being killed because Stênio told who the rat was, but he didn't know the rat and his wife were hooking up, so the wife was kind of collateral damage. But of course she blames her husband Stênio for her death, so she comes back. So there's not really a lot of jump scares, at least there wasn't for me. Again, 6.1 rating seems really high. I don't know, maybe like a 4 for me. I did get through the whole movie, but I'm not gonna lie, there was a point where I had to use the restroom. Typically I will pause a movie if I can't hold it till the end. I will pause the movie and then come back after doing my duty and pick up where I left off. But I did not do that. I just let it run. I took very few notes compared to some of these previous Dollar Tree theaters. But there was also some sound issues, but again, I don't count sound issues very often because again I have trouble hearing anyway, so I'm kind of used to going up and down. But if you've seen The Night Shifter or you're a fan of this, it's on Shudder. If you have a Shudder subscription, you can give it a check. It's almost a full 2 hours, so it's a little bit longer than a typical horror thriller would be, like an hour and a half. This one's got about 20 minutes that they could have cut. Just didn't do it for me. Not like the worst movie I've seen, like those Robert the Doll movies. Some of those were way worse than this. But I think the rating is high. Actually, let me read one of the reviews. Somebody wrote, they gave it an 8 out of 10. Sorry for the glare. But they wrote, simply put, a very well done movie. The script is consistent. The history flows nicely and the plot is good. Much better than this Annabelle/Conjuring movies. And I was going to agree with that statement except for the 8-point rating. Like, it is consistent. Like, it's easy to follow. The story is okay. But better than Annabelle movies? Oh, how dare he? That person is obviously paid to write reviews in a positive manner because the Annabelle movies are fantastic. Oh, the nerve. That's going to do it for episode 15. Keep subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bells. Bell. I only have one bell right now, so just hit that one. And thanks.
I would like to thank all the little people who work so hard to make this picture a success. I would like to thank them, but I really can't because I did it all myself.